Hey guys, this is GamerCat. Welcome back to Pokemon Platinum Random Nuzlocke. I've decided I'm going to record these in sets for a little bit until we get the chance to name Pokemon and whatnot, or if there's any time where I don't get Pokemon in an episode or whatever, then, that's fine. But until we get to a turner, I can kind of do what I want. So, yeah, that's how it's going to be. Also, since I'm recording in the evening this time rather than in the afternoon like the previous parts, we actually get to hear some of the music differences. One of the really cool things I found about Gen 4, which hasn't actually been done in the recent generations, is the whole change of music thing. Like, you can hear obviously the Pokemon Center music is changed here because it's at nighttime. It's actually a completely different song here too. There's a difference between morning and afternoon, but it's basically just a tone change, like a pitch change even. But this one's an entirely new one, so that's pretty cool. But it also extends to everything else as well. So the town music, or the Jubilife City music here, is actually a lot sort of deeper than it was before. It's actually really cool. So yeah, that's basically what we have here. I'm not going to talk to everyone, but yeah, no, we're still going to go in there. I'm not going to talk to absolutely everyone here because that would be kind of silly, but at the very least we can get some stuff like an X attack, which is pretty good. X items are kind of broken in these games, but that's mostly for like speedrunning stuff, so yeah. Level 5 for trainers, blah 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 blah. You can look it up, that's fine. Memorized everything, heck yeah. Yep, that's kind of the point. Yep, we got something to give you. We have a parcel, which is pretty fun. So, score the town map, just like I said before. There are 2 of them. Yep, that's kind of the point. Secretly giving us a town map there, which is pretty neat. And yeah, Orberg is the first town with or city with a gym, so that's where we're going to go first. However, that's not where we're going to go immediately, because there's still a fair few things that we can do here. And yeah, you can't use potions, antidotes as hold items, but you can use other stuff, which is pretty great. Yep, grass, sweet, fire, water, blah blah blah, the usual stuff that way. These, I believe you two can actually be fought, yeah, sure. I need to try things and learn before I forget them. I did level up the Pokemon a little bit. Mareep is a level 11 and the others are level 9, except for Machop is level 8, so we're actually going to be using Machop just now, as I figured why not, we'll have a slight difference in the Pokemon we're using right now. Move-wise, I decided not to learn Uproar with Rotom because it is only 55 base power this gen and it locks you in. Thundershock is more powerful by 5 points because of the same type bonus, and Astonish is okay just now because I'm not a minus attack nature, so I can use that instead. And I just kind of figured that it would be better to have the Thunder Wave and Confuse Ray, which is pretty good. Use potions, well maybe, but you were getting 2 shot anyway, so yeah. But yeah, I figured that since it's not 90 base power in this game like it is in Gen 6, oh wow, more normal types. This would actually be a really bad matchup if it was in Gen 6, because Fairy type, but not gonna happen here. Also, if you haven't noticed, this game is in stereo sound, so if the enemy Pokemon is getting hit or if anything's going on the enemy side, it goes through your right speaker exclusively. If anything's on your side, it goes through the left speaker exclusively, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's essentially that. Yeah, we're really good, blah blah blah. Whatever, yep, we can use a potion, so let's go ahead and grab Cell's potion. I basically just wanted to get stuff. In certain games, like Gen 2 I think, the Quick Claw is actually available from the Pokemon Trainer School, but not in this game it seems. So, if we try and go over here, it's like, no man, you can't go here, because you don't have any gym badges, so nuts to you. Also, the game might lag a little bit down here, up in here because emulation is kind of tricksy. Even if my computer is really good and I'm not having any problems with anything else, but sometimes you do end up getting issues with that when you try and emulate the DS. It's a very difficult thing to do that way. Anyway, you sir. Does the Pokemon grow? Yes, it does. So, yep, you defeat others, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. This is just to get ourselves the key item that we need for not really any reason per se, but the game kind of demands it, and it is a really cool item actually. So, I think Lucas stops you if you try and go any further, right? Oh, no, okay. Have no fear, there are no shady characters. Yeah, he does kind of tell you, hey, go get the Pokédex because you can. I don't know if it's mandatory that way, but yes, Pokemon can hold items, blah blah blah. It's another forced-order tutorial based thing. Yep. And if your Pokemon falls below half HP and you give it an Oran Berry or a Citrus Berry, then it will recover some of its health. It's pretty great. I do want to say, like, one thing that's a negative for this game is the fact that it's a very slow burn to begin with. Like, it didn't bother me when I first played the game too much, even though I was coming off the back of Diamond Pearl, which was basically the same thing at the start. It's a very slow game to begin, but once you've gotten started, it's actually really cool. Like, it builds up pretty quickly, but you need to... It's almost like in X and Y that you have the really slow beginning of going from Gym 1 to Gym 2, and then from there on it goes really fast in comparison, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, the Pokédex over here, you actually need to use the touchscreen controls for this, so it's a mouse. So you can see this is the time at the moment that I'm recording this at 9:30 in the evening. But you can change to see the status of your Pokemon, so Machop is taking a little bit of damage, and you can tap it because why not? And this is actually a step counter, which is pretty cool, I suppose. You can clear it if you want. And this was actually kind of usable for eggs if you wanted to hatch eggs in this game. Like, you could, if you know roughly how many eggs or how many steps it takes for the egg to hatch, then you could use that to have a count for it, which is pretty cool. And you even have a calculator, which is pretty cool. And one thing to note with this, I don't know if I have anything I can... I mean, you can see there's a sprite change as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I have... I don't remember what Machop's Pokédex number is. Basically, if you get the Pokédex number of one of your of a Pokemon that you've actually caught, then you get to hear its cry when you do stuff with this. I think Machop is somewhere around about 67, I think, but I don't remember exactly where it is. Also, I totally don't remember what the sum I was even doing there. Yeah, let's just let's see if I get it right. No, I don't even remember. But you can also do like chain things with it, which is pretty cool. But that's kind of like besides the point. But you know, it's just a neat little thing. Oh. Well, that's right, because we don't have the national dex at the moment, so I may well have been right with that number, but you heard Ambipom's cry there, because I've encountered an Ambipom off screen, so yeah, if you actually do the right thing with that, then that's pretty cool. And there you go. That is the Pokédex. So, there are a few ways that you can go here. You can't really do very much on most of the routes. Like, if we try and go out this way, Route 218 is where we are. There's a lot of fishing stuff going on, and an old rod is indeed a pretty good thing. So, let's go ahead and grab ourselves the old rod. And you can use that to fish, which is pretty great. We don't really need tips on it, because I know the stuff that way. And I just realized I do not have the randomizer script on, so one sec. Oh man, good job we didn't actually need that for the train fights. So yeah, I'm actually using a separate Lua script for the randomizer stuff because the Java program that you randomize the ROMs with, I don't personally feel like it's very good at doing the whole random Pokemon thing. So I actually have something which is a lot better for that. But I forgot to turn it on before starting, so that's kind of a thing. But yeah, Route 218 is a sea-based route, so you can't really do too much here. You can get an item, which is next accuracy. It's kind of cool. And we can get a Pokemon here via fishing, which is something that I intend to do real quick as soon as I register this. In this game you can only register one item at a time, whereas the more modern games let you register multiple items. So yeah, we'll switch this out later, but for now, not even a nibble. Aw man. So fishing can be a little bit picky that way, but nope. Let's shift spot very slightly then and see if we can grab something from here. Yep, and then you press the button and you land the Pokemon, and this is the first Pokemon in the route. And what is it going to be? It's going to be a Lunatone. Okay, getting some really interesting Pokemon here, and not necessarily an amazing one in this case, but hey, Lunatone is pretty cool if nothing else. I think it is best if I switch out to Shauna the sheep over here, so we'll do that because I don't really want to risk a confusion or anything, and there it is, so that would probably have destroyed Machop right there. And we'll see, it's faster than me, we'll see if I can get the paralysis, but not with that confusion chance up. I may have to switch again here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to switch again. I can take one more hit, so we'll try that. Not that hard, no. Yeah, I will try one more attack to get through here. And yeah, no. Okay, so I kinda have to switch, otherwise I might lose Shauna, so let's go ahead and switch out to Rotom over here. Probably gonna try and get this thing paralyzed. That confusion is gonna hurt a fair bit. Yeeks. Let's paralyze it first. Paralysis is the best first option here, and then I might end up going with a confusion as well, although that's a little bit less reliable here, but yeah, tackle doesn't affect me, that's fine, so hardened tackle, confusion. Confuse Ray is the obvious thing to go for here, because Astonish is possibly what I'd use to wear it down, although it won't die to one Thundershock, so I could use that instead. And confusion turning the tables here. Yeah, let's use one Thundershock, because Lunatone's special defense is pretty good for this sort of stage of the game, so we can afford that, and then basically we try and catch it. I mean, Astonish wouldn't kill it from here either, but if I got a crit it probably would, so the best option for me, I think, is to try and get the capture. So, let's see if we can do that. Nope. Lunatone, I think it's, what is it? Is it a 70 base catch rate or something? So it could still break out from time to time, which is a bit frustrating, but what can you do? And it's paralyzed, it's at pretty low health, but it's deciding to be a bot, so that's kind of fun, right? These confusions are really gonna hurt though. I might actually have to use a potion at some point here, because confusion is not something to take lightly with my HP. And wow, this thing just does not want to get caught. Well, that's kind of jerky. You know, notes to you, Mr. Lunatone. You know, I'm trying to give you a better home than staying on top of the water, and you're just like, nope, I'm gonna bust out of every Pokeball immediately. Because I'm a Lunatone, and that's what I do. I might have to just try and weaken it further, like go for the Astonish here, and hopefully not kill it. Of course I kill it, so... Yep, that's a failed capture, alright. I knew that crit was gonna happen, that's why I was trying to capture it normally, but it just refused to get caught, so you know what? I don't even want it. It was gonna die anyway at some point during the game, so nuts to you, Lunatone. You're totally not worth it. But that's the sort of principle here. There's a couple more Pokemon we can try and catch, which is decent enough. I don't know if I have very much money for getting more Pokeballs though. That took up most of my Pokeballs trying to get that too, which is just kind of jerkish. I only have 580. I can sell the tiny mushroom and at the very least get 250. So that'll let me get 4 Pokeballs here, which is fine. What do you sell again? You sell Heal Balls, which are not quite as good at the moment. Heal Balls are basically the Pokeball that recovers all of the captured Pokemon's health and everything. It has the same strength as a Pokeball, so take it as you will. It's not super great when you have a full party, because it basically is just a Pokeball that's pink, which is objectively worse, but you know. That's just me. It's worse because it costs more, not necessarily because it's pink. But if you don't have a full party when you capture the Pokemon and you don't need to use more than a Pokeball on it, then it can do work. It's not terrible. I just, like, that circumstance is so rare that you probably aren't going to run into it often enough. Anyway, you can go to the east, which is where I think you're supposed to go, but you can also go up north, and that will get you another thing up here. So, you get yourself a paralysis heal, which is pretty good, and I actually don't remember if you're supposed to go here or if you're supposed to go elsewhere first. But we get ourselves the first starter Pokemon show up here. Turtwig is definitely cool, and I think I can mitigate all of its offense quite literally by going into Rotom, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, we're gonna get ourselves a Turtwig. Oh man. Hopefully this one doesn't die, because that would be kind of fun, you know, actually getting a Turtwig. It's also level 4, which is pretty good to start with. Now I know starters have a capture rate of 45, so we are going to need to weaken this thing really heavily before we go too much further into it. So that, it would be nice if I could do that. Now Thundershock is resisted, so this hopefully won't do too much damage here, although Rotom is pretty powerful, so yeah. Let's just go with the Astonish then. That's going to work off my much weaker attack stat, and I think from here we should be able to go ahead and capture it. So let's hope that we don't fail this one, because that'd be kind of nice. Actually, the Lunatone didn't use nearly as many Pokeballs as I thought it did, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we got ourselves the Turtwig, which is really fun. Also worth noting, I suppose, Gen 4 didn't have the whole lowercase name thing, and you can actually change that in the randomizer. I just forgot to check that mark. So yeah, Turtwig, pretty cool. I am going to just go ahead and name this at the moment. Again, if you have a better name, then leave it in the comments, and we shall get to it when we can, but for just now, I have always called this thing Donatello. I have no idea why I picked him instead of the other turtles, but yeah, it's what I've always chosen. So this guy is Careful, which is actually pretty good as well. Its special attack is not super great to begin with, and its special defense is really not very good. So being able to boost the special defense and also basically not caring about the stat drop from the special attack is actually solid. I do approve of that. Alright, so that is one Pokemon, and then if we go this way, then this is where our rival appears. So this is actually the direction we're supposed to be going, so that's kind of cool. I just want to get as many of the Pokemon out as possible here, so yeah. Anyhow, we do have to do a fight, so let's go ahead and do that. Artisan Timmy. And it's a beater. Oh man, the scariest of enemies. So Banner, of course, is going to low kick this thing to hell and back, which is pretty fun. And it does indeed die in one shot. So yeah, rip beater. That's fine. So level 10, pretty solid here. I don't remember when this guy learns moves. Oh, okay, apparently it learns it now. I don't really remember when anybody learns moves in this gen. So, yeah. Also, here is the Piplup once again. So you can tell that this guy is still using most of the same Pokemon. I think Karate Chop is actually going to be more powerful here, so we'll just use that. Of course I can switch out to Mareep or Rotom at any point, probably Rotom and just Thunder Shock it, but critical hits ignore the attack debuffs and the critical hit Karate Chop just takes this thing out instantly. Go Banner. You don't want to growl against him because he doesn't care about your cuteness. So yeah, that kind of happened, and Banner just wrecked Timmy, no problem. Yes, you just lost because you suck. That 900 Pokédollars is really good though, so last time I'll ever lose. Oh man. Yeah, okay, you do that. So just before we go ahead and catch the Pokemon in this this new route, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up Turtwig because I may end up needing to switch to it in order to weaken the Pokemon, since everybody else is kind of reasonably high level at this point compared to everything that we're fighting. And I don't want to kill whatever I'm supposed to be catching. We've already had one failed capture because of that, although that was explicitly because it was a critical hit. And as much as I said like I don't like care about Lunatone, it was a very unique typing for just now, and that would have been really cool to have. So I'm like displeased about it, but it wouldn't have been a long-term Pokemon anyway. However, we have already only just attempted to catch, but we didn't catch it. This is one of those grey areas where technically we didn't catch the Pokemon, so it doesn't really count as a duplicate, right? That is really odd to have seen the exact same Pokemon twice in quick succession. Oh well. I'm gonna go for it anyway because it is fully unevolved, it is technically different from what we've actually captured, and I think that's how the rules for it are supposed to play out. So yeah, round 2 versus a Lunatone. That is some hairy irony right there.
Oh well, doesn't matter too much. We can still have a go. It might not have confusion at level 5, so I might not have to worry too much about that, which would be pretty nice. It also didn't. Oh no, it does. Okay. That Thunder Shot did a reasonable amount of damage. So do I go for the Astonish or do I just go for the Confuse Raider? Astonish might kill it because it hasn't used Harden yet. I think the best bet is actually to go to Shoulder and just tackle it, because it is a rock type and I have minus nature. So I reckon my tackle will do like 2 damage. So yeah, I can weaken it down with this fairly easily. And then maybe switch back to Rotom to mitigate tackles, I don't know. We'll see. Tackle's not really doing very much damage here, so I could probably stand against that. And we'll use one more, and then I think we'll just go for the capture. So yeah, that looks like a pretty reasonable spot to start going for it. I don't want to ask them to get another crit and kill a second Lunatone here, because that would be really, really bad. So this is hopefully going to get caught, and then when it does, we'll be able to have a really interesting team setup going on here. But of course, if it doesn't want to get captured, then there's not a whole lot I can do about that, so please get in the Pokeball this time. Nope. Oh my god, has Lunatone got like a 30 catch rate or something, because this thing is seriously not happy about the prospect of being captured, even at low health. It's kind of gross, to be honest. No, really? So much hate. So much hate. Like, oh wow, that was quick too. I think I will switch out now. Because I do not want to lose a Pokemon to this fairy, like, seriously. That would be really sucky. So I don't know if this is going to end up against Spinner. It probably will, because there's not really much of a reason to keep this as is, right? But, oh my god, come on. Am I seriously going to lose all of my Pokeballs to this thing? Because that would be really, really bad. I think between the two Lunatone, I've used about 10 Pokeballs now. This is really obnoxious, just... No, come on! Why you have to do this, Lunatone? Just, I don't even care about Lunatones that much, I just... Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Seriously, this is just absolutely stupid. Yeah, I've definitely... Oh, come on! Why is it breaking out immediately? It's not that difficult a Pokemon to catch, seriously. If I had looked this up later and find out it's got a catch rate of like 70, I'm gonna be so upset. Because this is just stupid. This is absolutely stupid. I'm gonna run out of Pokeballs doing this. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. What the fuck is this? Really? Why is it immediately breaking out with every Pokeball? This is so dumb. This is a bad idea, but I don't care. This thing is really annoying, you know? Like, how do you break out with Pokeballs immediately when you're paralyzed and you are at this low health? This is unbelievable. I don't get it, man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it, and it's really annoying me. Come on! I am basically out of Pokeballs, and what am I supposed to do? I'm still gonna keep it confused, though, because it's hardened like 4 times at this point. It's probably only gonna do 1 damage to itself. That's assuming it actually gets to attack in the first place because of paralysis and stuff. Or it could just not ever get confused, but really not. Just why? Oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous. And of course it instant starts out. You know what? Fuck this.
Wow. Wow, that's... Fuck you, you are not worth it. Okay, so apparently Lunatone is impossible to catch, which is pretty amazing, and it has cost me all of my Pokeballs, and 2 encounters. I don't understand it. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to buy 4 Pokeballs here so I actually have something. That is absurd! Like, I spent about 20 Pokeballs trying to catch them. Like, the Pokemon with 45 catch rate in Turtwig got captured first time. I don't understand it. That is so dumb. Anyway, if you try and go further up here, I'm pretty sure you get stopped at like at the cave because you need Rock Smash. Weak looking trainer, I'll fucking show you. I am really not happy at the moment, as you can probably tell. Oh, Meditite, that's actually kind of annoying for Banner over here because it's kind of resistant to fighting. And it has Meditate, but it doesn't have a physical fighting attack, so at the very least I'll be okay that way. And I can probably 3-shot it? Or just 2-shot with a critical hit. Okay, that works too. Yeah, like I said, Gen 4 AI tends to buff itself, even when it's completely stupid to do so. Like, why would you meditate there when you should be doing damage? I don't get it, but that's Gen 4 for you, so... Yeah, that's... I'm just upset because it's the same Pokemon freaking twice in a row now. I don't know if that should even count, like... You guys are probably gonna now turn around and say, oh, that doesn't even matter, you know, but by the time that, you know, would come into play, it's gonna be way too late to do anything about it, so... Oh well. But... yeah, if you try and go any further in here, you actually can, I think, catch a Pokemon in here though. Ravage Path, you can get an item, but beyond that, you actually can't do anything in here. So, yeah. However, I may as well go for the Pokemon now, since Lunatone has dicked me over twice, and, well, Crocodile's not the Pokemon I can get, so I shall meet you guys once again when we can catch the Pokemon. Okay, this is another one of those Pokemon that I'm probably not going to be able to catch, so it's kind of insane how we're getting all of these ridiculous Pokemon at the beginning of the game, and yeah, I have no idea if I'm even going to be able to capture this. So Stantler, it's pretty neat if nothing else, has a lot of cool moves that it can use. It's not overly powerful, but obviously it's really strong for the early game. And it did have Intimidate, which is a very useful ability, so if I could get it, I would be very happy with it. It's just the whole prospect of trying to catch it, especially, I mean, level 4 shouldn't be too bad. Thundershot won't one-shot it, unless it crits, I guess. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, but it's not too bad. And Tackle can't even hit me, so I have exactly 4 Pokeballs to try and catch this thing with, and Stantler was notoriously difficult to get in Gen 2 at the very least. So I don't really have high hopes for this, and that's kind of not cool. Like, I mean, I would be in a much better shape if those fucking Lunatone hadn't taken 20 Pokeballs up, but yep, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch this because it has too low a capture rate. So that's kind of wonderful. I'm going to have wasted all of my money and all of my Pokeballs on stuff that I can't even catch. Except this one actually did work. You know, reverse psychology for the win, only it didn't work with the freaking Lunatone, so there is that. Anyway, at the very least we managed to get ourselves a Stantler, which is pretty great. Oh, this is just a thing with the early game on these. Like, this is where the sort of fun comes in with a random Nuzlocke, is that you really just don't know how it's going to go. And sometimes it goes super great, sometimes it just doesn't. I have no idea what to call this thing because I've never even used a Stantler before. Like, ever. so I don't really have anything to call it. I'm just gonna call it Eve because I can. I have no name for it, so that's definitely one you should be naming in the comments and stuff. But yeah, it's a Stantler. It has modest as its nature. Okay, that's probably not super good at the start, but it's actually probably not super good at all, because then it needs special attacks, and I don't really have the TMs to afford on it this game. So that's fantastic. Oh, disappointing. But I can't complain because I do have Heracross, I have Rotom, you know, my Chop is really good, so you gotta and I've got Turtwig. Cannot forget about Turtwig. You've got to take the ups with the downs when it comes to Nuzlocke stuff, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here. So, with that said, this has been Gamer Cow playing Pokemon Platinum and Nuzlocke, and Lunatone is a piece of crap. That's all. Bye bye.